start with this video, I actually wasn't planning to shoot this as episode 101. I actually have another video that was pre-recorded back in February, but because of its context, I thought that it wasn't really appropriate for me to show it this time around, so I decided I'll just shoot something else entirely. Anyway, just to briefly talk about what kind of stuff I have been doing photographically speaking during these unprecedented times. So I didn't shoot any photographs actively for the first 4 weeks that I've been working from home. April was actually kind of good to start that, kind of slowly easing back to like taking photographs, and having the worldwide pinhole photography day and the spring Polaroid week did help with that. So I shot with my Polaroid 420 for the spring Polaroid week, and then I did shoot with my Diana F for the worldwide pinhole photography day. Something a little bit interesting, I was actually planning to shoot a different film for the pinhole day, and it looks like Diana F doesn't like 120 films that have a thicker paper backing, and it almost tore the backing paper of the film that I was trying to use. So I was able to load a T-Max instead for that, but I barely managed to salvage the other film. I think at some point the first few frames might have been exposed, so we'll see how that goes. But since I didn't want to load it back to my fridge, I just decided to pull out my Bel Air and shoot the film as a 6x12 format. So we'll see how it goes. I've only shot 3 frames so far, so I have 3 more frames to go, and hopefully I'll be able to develop that by the end of the month. I don't know, I guess. And then Diana will be another, this will be a partner of mine in the next few months, because there is another film photography challenge that's gonna come up that I think this will be the most useful camera that I would be using, and that would be the 80s filter challenge that's being hosted by Negative Positives podcast. I actually do not have any 80s type of filter, so I might end up just using some of the gel cellophane filters that I got from my random lomography cameras, and we'll see how that goes. And hopefully that works out. That will be very helpful with like any multiple exposure that I'm trying to do. One thing I wanted, a few things that I wanted to share would be, so I went back to developing film myself, and you might be wondering, like, does it make sense? Actually, after I got married, because I don't really shoot a lot of black and white, the tendency for me is to just give my, well, kind of goes both ways, but my husband just told me like he'll just develop my black and white film, because he's the one who shoots more of it, but then again he shoots more digital now. So normally I will have like random 1 or 2 rolls of black and white film, so the tendency is just to kind of like compile them all together, just develop them in one go. But I thought, like, this is the 5th year that I haven't developed anything on my own, so I need to like go back to it. So it is a combination of relearning and refreshing my knowledge, and at the same time learning new things, because my husband kind of has a different set of techniques in developing compared to how I learned it when I was a member of photography club. So that was kind of interesting. But anyway, I actually had 4 rolls of film developed, and the rest are my husband's over the weekend. So far I was able to scan and file 3 of the 4. They're all 120s, and the flatbed is actually attached to my computer, and my husband has the pack-on for the 35. So these are all been scanned and they've been developed well, so I'm actually really happy that I know how to do this again. I did an Instagram story to kind of like walk through the process. So if you're interested with that, if you're new or you've never done developing black and white, you can just go to my Instagram channel and just click the highlights about developing and scanning. I haven't done anything scanning related posts at this point, but we'll get to that soon. The other ones is just want to share a few of the postcards that I have received in the mail from fellow film photographers. So Roxana from Negative Positives podcast spearheaded this print/postcard exchange, and I actually thought I'm just gonna get one, so I'm giving one, and then in exchange someone's gonna send me one. But apparently I got 3 postcards/prints plus Roxana, so that's like 4 prints. So I did a post about these in my Instagram account, but I just want to show these to you guys again. So my first sender is Mike. So I actually got 2 prints from him. One this, and this is like the crowd favorite, meaning like myself and my husband really like this print. So that's that. The other one is actually an 8x10 print from Bob, who is also a fellow Canadian and who also is the recipient of my postcard. So this is this one. I'm looking forward to put it somewhere in my house. I just need to find a room for it because I live in a condo unit. And the 2 postcards that I received are both colored, and one is from Suzanne, this one, and the other one is obviously from the head honcho herself, which is Roxana. So this one's taken from Momo Chrome Purple, she said. So it's kind of cute like that. Actually, I love the pastel-y colors of these 2. And then in contrast, you have like really nice grain and contrast from these 2 black and white shots. So thank you so much, guys. I'm really happy about that. Again, I need to find a way to have all of the postcards that I have received so far, including prints, in like a binder where I can have like maybe print file sleeves, because so far they're all tucked in nice and flat in like a thicker mailer envelope, because I'm still figuring out how I can get that organized, but soon I'll have that. But this one I want to put somewhere in my house. So that's that. What else do I have? Oh, actually, before I close this episode, all of the photography stuff that I just talked in this video, I was able to have some photos taken, so I'll put that in at the end of the show. I am hoping to start vlogging with all the pictures that I have so far. The thing is that I'm hoping to move servers sometime this year, so I really don't want to like keep posting and then worrying about backup and stuff. So we'll see how that goes, but I have everything in my Instagram account so far. This May and maybe at the beginning of June, hopefully I can finish documenting using the Aria with a 28mm lens. And the reason for that is because I was supposed to shoot this camera for a supposedly international vacation this year, but that's not gonna happen. So I'm like, I'm just gonna take pictures using this lens and see how that goes, and do a test run on that one. And lastly, if you guys are podcast people, I actually recorded an episode end of March with Negative Positives podcast, so I'm gonna hopefully link that episode somewhere down the description box. But if you listen to Spotify or Anchor or Apple Podcasts or maybe Google Podcasts, you should be able to listen to that one, and that's episode 306 that was recorded March 30th, so like end of March, beginning of April. So that was actually a blast doing that episode, so that was great. I think that's all I have for you guys for now. Hopefully camera doesn't stop recording it at some point, and I'll see you guys in my next episode. Bye for now.